Hello students, for this assignment we're going to learn about how to create graphs and also do some data cleaning. So go to this assignment here, click on this, it will give you all the data that you will need to use to recreate the graphs. And this tab here will look like this and it will have all the different graphs you need to create. For the first one here, energy and coffee level, what you need to do is copy and select and highlight the data, then insert chart. Okay, so once again, select the data, highlight it, insert chart. Okay, so once you insert the chart, this will look very similar to this, but there are still different things you need to edit. There's the setup and there's the customize. So there's different topics here. You're going to have to look through each one to figure out how to change the title, how to add number of people here, and how to change the legend to the side and also the colors. A little tip for the series here, you could change everything at the same time, all the series, or you could separate coffee yes and coffee no. So I might suggest you change one at a time if you want to do special customizations. Remember, you want it to look exactly like this chart. For our next chart, it is about sleep. You go to the bottom tab here on the bottom, you see sleep, click on that. You have the data. If we did exactly the same thing as the previous one, insert chart. If you look at this chart here, it is very different from this one. The colors are great, but there's a missing average and also the day 1, day 2, day 3 are off. When you're here with the chart and if you lost the customization, you could just double click it, it will pop back. But before we can even make the chart, so I'm going to delete this one, we need to calculate the average. Here is a formula you could use to calculate the average. You could start with the equal sign, type average. It will usually pop up for you automatically. B2 represents this tab here, B and 2, so that's person 1. B3, B4. So it's from B2 to B4. This colon means start here, end here. You could just press enter. To get these two, you could type it again, or you could just copy this and paste it and it'll calculate it for you. Another way to do it is to just drag it across and it'll also calculate it for you as well. You could take a look here though. It is C2 to C4 and this one is D2 to D4, which is really nice because it automatically does that for you. Now, once you do that, you're still going to have to recreate the chart. And now for hours of work. Here, you're going to have to make 2 charts. One will be a histogram, one will be a bar graph. Just to remind you, when you create the charts, there are different options. Look here, setup, chart type. There are different types of charts that you can use. It's nice, the first one's already a histogram. You will need to customize it to this color and also with these special different tabs here with these numbers. Now, besides this one, you also have to create a bar graph. But for a bar graph, we want to split it from 0 to 4, 5 to 9, 10 to 14. You could go and try to count all these like 0 to 4, 5 to 9, 10 to 14, but that could be a lot of work. What you could do instead is use the formula here, count if A2 to A35. So A2 is here, A35 is here. So A and then 35. What are we counting? We're counting anything that is less than or equal to 4. Because all of these are positive numbers and no negative, we could do that. Now, what about here from 5 to 9? We can count everything that is less than or equal to 9, and then subtract everything that is less than or equal to 4. So it'll be from 5 to 9, because everything from 9, you subtract everything less than that. Subtract everything that is 4 or less, it'll be from 5 to 9. So here, what would you do? Let's take a look. We could copy this whole thing here. Be careful though, because we want A2 to A35. Actually, I'm going to copy it here. Now, what number do I want to end at? I want 14. And then what number do I want it to start at? 10. But if I put 10 here, I will subtract everything that is 10 and less. But I don't want that. I want to include 10. So make sure you put 9 there. Okay. So that's how you calculate those. And then you will use this part to create the bar graph. For the last graph, my tip for you is you need to do data cleaning. If you make the graph with only this data, it will be really weird and also will have a lot of typos, it will have a lot of mistakes, and it will not be very helpful to you. So what you need to do is you're going to need to do some interpretation. For example, like, we could use like, don't like, okay, okay. What about so-so? What about okay? Or I don't know. What would you interpret those to be? For so-so, maybe okay. Okay, probably it's okay, but someone just typed it differently. Now what about I don't know? I don't know doesn't go into like, doesn't go into don't like, maybe okay, but I feel like it's safer to put other. And also not sure, I might also put other. Don't like, that one's fine. I can put don't like. No like, I assume it's don't like. So that's how you're going to have to do all the data cleaning for each of these. Make sure you do that for all of this before you calculate how many there are. We're going to have to count how many likes there are. We're going to take this formula here. With the equal sign. Count from C1 to C21. Where is that? Here. Actually, I might not use C1, right? Because it is actually C2 where I want to start. How many likes do we see? I only see 1. Now, once you do more data cleaning, there will probably be more. So for example, here, I also see another like or like, then you could see the number changing automatically. So make sure you do the data cleaning, then calculate. Here as well, you could copy the same formula. And once you paste it here, you don't want to calculate likes, you want to calculate don't like. And it could calculate that for you. Don't take this autofill, it will mess things up for you. I only see 1 don't like. If there are more, this number will be added. That is my tip to you before you create the last graph that should look like this. All right, I wish you the best and I hope you learn a lot about graph creating and data cleaning.